Okay, so I have a metaphor alert for you. So, what I'm going to describe in a brief story is how you should think about what's happening in Ukraine. Had some downtime again. I'm just thinking about this, and I'm happy to actually be here with the downtime because I spent. Well, here's the story. I spent 3 hours this morning trying to edit a 12-minute video, and this is not the video because I keep having all these computer problems and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I had choppy video and I thought I corrected that, but there was something else going on with it where there's some other underlying cause. So when I tried to edit in iMovie, I'm on a MacBook and I have iMovie. I'm pretty, primitive in what I do here. It will freeze up every time I try to edit anything. It will freeze up for a few minutes and then it'll let me do it again. And then every time I do the next one. Okay. So it's pretty painful. Again, a 12-minute video and it's taking me 3 hours this morning. And so I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever. I'm going to go walk away, get what I need to get done, the errands I need to get done. Okay. And as I was driving away, it struck me, this is what each side is trying to do to the other in the war. Like they're trying to provide, and if you use this as a filter, a lot of what happens will make sense. So each side is trying to provide the other side with enough headaches that they can't really function. Okay, the Russians have done this pretty effectively to the Ukrainians with the counteroffensive. With the active counteroffensive, the huge hundreds of kilometers line, 600 kilometers or whatever it is. There's rows of dragon's teeth, followed by entrenchments, followed by soldiers in the trenches that are, have fire positions already ready, followed by artillery, followed by observers, ready to backfill if they need to. So the Russians have done that pretty well. The Ukrainians are trying to do this as well. They're trying to provide as many headaches as possible to the Russians. They're not necessarily getting a lot of traction in the regular counteroffensive, and they know that they are up against the clock because everybody, the Russians know it, the Ukrainians know it, Western powers know it, because Ukraine isn't powered by its own engine. It requires its partners for the engine to keep it driving forward, right? And so with that in mind, they know that they have to make some kind of breakthrough. So how are they going to give their opponents a headache? Well, they've been very creative about it. They've had attack number 5 and number 6 drone strikes on Moscow just within the last 2 weeks. They had the drone strike on the Kerch Bridge just before that. They had the seaborne drone strike on the oil tanker and the Russian ship just last week. And they, excursions over the border into Russia from Ukraine. And so they've done a number of things that are trying to give the Russians enough headaches that it's going to be hard, that it bogs them down, that they feel like me trying to edit a 12-minute video for 3 hours, just trying to edit this 12-minute video. It's just, and I'm not done. That's the tricky thing. And by the way, if you know like what's wrong with my Mac just from my description, I'd appreciate it if you put that in the comments because it's just crushing me. And I did try to reload the whole thing. I removed iMovie and replaced it and started over and shut down and did all those things. But that's what Ukraine's trying to do to Russia. Let's just take the bridges. So when they took out these last 2 bridges, after the Kerch Bridge is, they know that the Kerch Bridge is a target, and these other 2 bridges, that made a huge logistical headache. And that's what I was talking about in the video today. But it slows everything down. Everything comes to a halt. They can't do anything with efficiency or speed, and that's what they're trying to do. So as things happen moving forward, whatever either side does to the other, look for it within the framework of how buggy can they make the system for the other side. And then you'll kind of see some insights that you wouldn't have seen before. Okay, that's all that I have. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for caring about Ukraine. And if you have any answers to my iMovie dilemma, I would love to hear it. Thanks. Hopefully this one will load up without any issues. Bye-bye.